Hello everyone, I am Tacet, and today I'm going to be going over the Stealthy trait. The Stealthy trait, unlike many other traits, is kind of unique in how it works, because there isn't really a set way that you would normally use it. Compared to other traits, it is a bit more complicated, because it cannot trigger if there are no additional targets, as well as the positioning that you put it in can be somewhat bad depending on the way that you align your team. So there are basically two really good methods in which you can align stealthies. The first is to have every single troop as stealthy except for the third troop. The main reason for this is the third troop will just end up tanking. For any of you that do not know, the third troop in a 4-troop lineup like what Gems of War is set up in is actually the most protected. The main reason for this is skulls will be hitting down the first and second 2 troops, and troops that hit the very last troop in your lineup will be hitting against that. And there's very basically nothing that will ever hit the second to last unless it's like a full AoE or like one of like 2 troops that hit the last 2 troops. So you'll be able to really protect it there, and this will cause every single thing from the stealthy to have to hit your third troop instead of all of the things with stealthy. And of course, stealthy prevents anything from targetable spells and as such from being able to be used on these specific targets that are stealthied. But once you everything dies that doesn't have stealthy, then everything that does have stealthy can then be targeted. The other alignment that you can do this on is putting 2 stealthies in the middle and then putting 2 tanks on the other sides. Something you can do with this is put a impervious up front and an impervious in back, or you can do kind of like what this one is set up as, with a large tank with stone skin and stuff up front, and then an impervious in the back. So the main thing that you'd use double impervious for is to use it against great mauls, so it has 0% chance of devouring you and stuff like that. Or you could just go for more of a tanky build like this one if they're using more of a skull spam team but still have targeted options. And I wanted to go over stealthy some because the console versions did get Shannon this week, Rock Shannon, which does damage to an enemy boosted by their current life at a 2-to-1 ratio. A fairly okay troop. I did a video on this a while back, which is why I haven't really been doing specific videos on the consoles. Once you guys start getting 3 to 4 troops a week, I will probably do like specific videos for it. But for now, I'm just going to be kind of doing mechanical like things with it. But I did end up showing Valor last week, and here is Rakshan, and I figured I explained stealthy and stuff since that's kind of his main gimmick. Also, if you have fast, that'll give him 5 mana, so if you get a surge off the brown or yellow, that's going to be his mana all the way up, and you won't have to worry about things like silence, which isn't really that big of a deal anyways. So it's mainly stealthy and fast that are going to be doing good for him. Anyways, let's go and try out these 2 teams. Personally, triple Spirit Fox and with a Templar is probably one of my favorite early game builds, just because of how absolutely strong it is. It's arguably the best or the strongest team that you can possibly build using only 2 different troops as far as lower rarity troops are concerned. Of course, probably the better team that you can use is like 3 famines with a death would probably be the best, but obviously those are a lot of mythics and this is a much cheaper version. So right off the bat, we're going to be able to get that drain. Won't even be able to use any of its empowered abilities. And this team, despite only covering 4 colors, covers every single color because the Spirit Fox removes yellow and the Templar removes, or not removes, but converts reds to green. So those are the 2 colors that they don't normally use, and you'll be able to just get everything now with that. So at this point, we basically just want to wait until one of them gets mana, then we drain it. Simple as that. We also want to get Templar up, and that will just feed all of our Spirit Foxes, plus we'll get a bunch of mana for them. And there we got it. We'll just be able to use this on the red somewheres. Hopefully, let's see. We won't get an extra turn, but we'll get plenty of mana from it. We could just drain instead. We don't want to get them getting any kind of cast. Plus, I'll make sure we can take more mana as soon as we cast this. And still no extra turn, but we will get plenty of mana from it. Plus that large armor buff, which is going to make sure they don't die. And all of their attacks, they actually don't have anything with targetable. So we aren't going to be able to fully utilize the stealthy aspects, but we're definitely going to be able to utilize the fact that they can't cast at all with this many Spirit Foxes on our team. And we even have Templar back up. We'll just be able to take that down. And yeah, it doesn't even matter if they could cast because they're not going to get a cast off anyways.
Mana surge. Mana surge.
Like there, she has it up again, but right back down. There's like nothing they can do at all. Oh, there is an extra turn there, and I completely ignored it. 2 of them. So now our greens are completely frozen, all of them. So we won't get an extra turn even if we could on them. Luckily, since we're not using 2 colors, we can actually take red and yellow for extra turns, even though we're pretty much frozen on everything. So we'll get an extra turn from that. And from here, could take skulls. We could drain it. We're slightly short on damage, but because it has a 2-to-1 ratio, there's enough yellow, so it'll actually be exactly enough to kill it.
Mana surge.
Yeah, if they can even get the chance to cast, this would show it. But obviously, with this many drains, with the stealthy and the fact of how many drains you have, they're basically never going to be able to do anything to you. And if they do, they're just going to be doing it to Templar unless they're something with full AoE or something of the like.
Mana surge.
And we're pretty much just letting them take skulls, mostly because it doesn't matter if we lose a Spirit Fox. It's not going to completely break this team. We're just going to keep stunning them. And if I'm not mistaken, they haven't gotten a single cast off yet with all this draining.
Mana surge.
Like there, it's up again, but we drain it again. And it's going to waste its turn on skulls. We'll just be able to convert that out, get our armor back up so it doesn't die. It'll take even more skulls, which are basically useless. We also got that triple curse because of their first straight, which is why they have that reduced attack, making them even more useless against us.
Mana surge.
And a key. Not that we need it, but let's see. Do another drain. And that's pretty much this team.
Surge.
A really strong stealthy team because they never get to do anything, and even if they do, they'll just do it to Templar for the most part. And this match should be over any second now. All we really need to do is get off this next convert. Oh no! It's gonna get 1 cast off. No.
Mana surge.
Oh no, we couldn't do it. We couldn't go a whole game without them casting once. It's gonna get 1 Valkyrie off. Unless skulls align somewhere. Oh no, it got a cast off. And an extra turn.
Mana surge.
And now it's over. We just need to cast this twice and done.
Mana surge.
It'll take the skulls. And this next alignment I'm going to be showing with it, well, we already kind of showed it, but once I actually did a team with it, it's actually probably my more preferred weapon or preferred method. I've been seeing it quite a bit during the late game too, with exactly what I have it set up with Corvash and Mana Core in the back. Though the middle 2 troops, some people use differently. So let's just get into this with the second one. This one really helps if you just completely focus on your 2 middle troops, keep getting them up, and then just let your other 2 tank everything. Especially if you went like double impervious or more towards a what I did with a skull protection and then an impervious on the other one. Against things like actually, that's kind of funny. We got up against this exact team that I was gonna say. So this is funny that we actually got up against this. This is pretty much what I was saying with people doing this in late game. They'll just put stuff in the middle that won't be targeted. Like we can't hit that Spirit Fox, we can't hit a Mara, and it'll just be able to keep getting the mana up on those to kill us with, as the other 2 tank everything else that we're going to be doing. So that's actually really cool that we got up against this. We'll be able to have a double Mare fight of the same mechanic of Stealthy. And we'll definitely want to get more mana than him. Don't want to fall behind on that. Especially if he gets Corvash or something up. Okay, we have quite a few options here. I am probably going to have to deal or just go straight for a stun though. Because if I take mana here, it's going to drain our mana core. And I can't target on that because, of course, it has the Stealthy. So let's just right off the bat take out that. It's going to hit our Emperor Corvash whenever it casts that because it doesn't really have a choice. We can get mana up on these freely and not have to worry about it casting on us because of the double Stealthy. It can't. So it'll hit Mana Core whenever it decides. Not Mana Core, the Emperor Corvash whenever it decides, and it just did it there.
Mana surge.
They'll take the Skulls next turn. If we let it. I think we're going to let it. Double checking the board for anything else. We have Stone Skin, so it doesn't matter too much if he does indeed hit us there. Also, you can see we just hit the Stealthy there. Things that target based on a certain condition completely ignore Stealthy as well. Of course, Miststalker triggers on whatever's the weakest. Weakest enemy is considered whichever one has the lowest HP plus armor combined. And that was just the Spirit Fox right there. So even though the Spirit Fox hits Stealthy, we could still hit it because of the targeting condition. So let's try getting our Emperor Corvash up. Mostly because I want to deny his from getting anything. Though, of course, we could just stun it when we need to. His Amir is going to get up really soon. So I should probably block that a little bit. Because there's nothing we can do to stop the Amir unless we can get our Corvash up. And he just stopped that from happening. Unless I can find a way to drop Skulls and take mana at the same time. Might be able to. Let's see what it is. Come on. Well, that's not what I meant by get Skulls. There we go. Okay, I actually left those greens there on accident. But never mind, it'll just give him Skulls. We could have taken that then. I was hoping he'd waste a turn. So he just stunned our Corvash. We can't stun that because it has Stealthy. So it might actually kill if it hits the Emperor Corvash because it does double damage whenever it hits blue. And that's our only blue troop. The AI is smart enough, it'll hit it. Let's see. Yep, they got it. And it steals that magic as well. So right now, we'll definitely want to start focusing on our Miststalkers and start getting kills. Once we can start one-shotting, there's really not anything he'll be able to do against us. And now we should be at 28 magic, and it'll just keep going up from there. We'll need to get a little bit more damage on it before we can kill it, though, just with a Miststalker. We don't have anything else with blue, so it's not going to kill that. And of course, they have no other choice but to hit the Mana Core, which works specifically good against Great Maul and stuff like that, which specifically target with a certain status effect or something that you can just completely counter. Okay, well, I'll wait till he gets a bit more mana before we do that. We really need to be taking reds and purples, but there's not really any around. So actually, never mind. I'm just going to go straight for him. They'll also make sure he can't stun us whenever he takes 4 times or higher matches. DCX, then he gets one.
Mana surge.
Yep, nice extra turn right there. Could kill that with Skulls. Could do it with the ability as well. Of course, we'd gain more magic if we do it with the ability, but there's really no need to waste the ability like that.
Mana surge.
Maybe if it would have one hit on the next cast, but it wouldn't have that extra 3. So right there again, it hits the Stealthy because it targets based on lowest HP regardless of the Stealthy. So we'll just be able to take reds. I used to consider Stealthy like one of the worst traits in the game, but with things added with Spirit Fox, Mara, the change that occurred to Miststalker, there's actually some really good combinations that you can use with Stealthy troops to allow them to really utilize their ability, because you can't really target them down or take them out that easily with targetable stuff. You need to use full AoE or Skull Spam or something else like that to be able to really take them out, or else they're just going to keep hitting you. And now we have both abilities up. That's already up to like 31 damage. And of course, this is poisoning as well, so as soon as we get that one cast off, it's going to be ticking him down. And now we just need to get one more up, and that is the match. Let's see here. I think I might have to give him a skull. Of course, it can't stuff out of skulls.
Mana surge.
Take another skull. We'll take the green. Oh, wait, never mind. We're not going to take the greens. And now we just got stunned there. So, since it is stunned, it doesn't have its stealth anymore. It doesn't really matter, though, since his ability doesn't use it in the first place. But we'll take this. He's going to get that pretty low now. And we'll have to get all the mana back. I'm going to save the mana core for when we can actually get a castle on for it.
Mana surge. Mana surge. Mana surge.
Because he has 0 mana right now, so it's kind of pointless doing it now. Just need to get a red or purple, and that will be the match.
Mana surge.
And of course he gets skulls. Wow, we actually end up losing 2 on this. But it was kind of against a mirrored team. We're essentially using the same exact team, just in a different format. So we'll let it take skulls. I'm not too worried about that. We'll take that. We'll take the red. It's over. Oh, wait, never mind. Yeah, it's still the same thing as what I just said. So we'll take this. And it's over. A lot closer than I thought it would be, though. But yeah, that is how Stealthy works. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. I did see someone on the console version saying there was some kind of glitch with Stealthy. So you guys might still have that. I'm pretty sure it'll fix that really soon. Probably within the next week or whenever the next patch comes in a couple weeks. But anyways, that'll do it for this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.